We advise if the opinions and views of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Style RPA, the only place for real, personal, and all that style. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Philip Abadisho. Hi guys.
Hi,
thanks
Philip.
for being here and thanks for introducing me. How are you?
I'm good. How was your week?
My week, I went to a fashion show called Fashion Eye at Genting Club. It was a holiday forecast of June Escario and Martin Bautista. Really beautiful gowns.
Wow.
Beautiful, really elegant. And you, what did you do this week?
Well, we talked about it last week. I saw the bench show, but this week it was very chill. I feel like I went back to high school because I had a slumber party with a couple of girls.
In your house?
No, not in my house.
And
In a
it was
friend's
also your
house.
dad's birthday the
Yes,
other day.
it was my
right?
dad's birthday the other day.
Yeah,
So
so happy birthday to your
happy
dad.
birthday, Dad.
Okay, every week we do what's on our website. We have a website called StyleRPA.com. It's a lifestyle website, so we talk about fashion and food and gadgets and events. So we start with
All right, so on Thursday, September 13, Elevating Pinoy Sweets at Patisserie Filipino. So
which
this
is by Chef
Chef
Jackie.
Laudico.
Laudico.
Yes, it is. It's in Bistro Filipino at the fort, and so on your screens now are the Filipino
that's
desserts
the-
that she's.
That's the queso de bola cheesecake. Before that, that's that one is the queso de bola cheesecake, and then the next one is what they call a funky monkey, which is like it has bananas and caramel and cream, and that looks like a mango cream pie. Yeah.
It
so
all looks very sinful.
it's inside. You can find it in the inside Bistro Filipino
at the fort.
at the fort.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's delicious. And then for Saturday, we featured Q is Design. They make lighting fixtures in various shapes, colors, sizes. And they also customize. And you can find them at Araneta Avenue in Quezon City.
At
Very
Barangay
unique.
Doña
Doña Imelda.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's very decorative, but it's also useful.
It can
because
also
it's
be
lighting.
functional.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. All right, and then Sunday on September 16 for People, we featured fashion blogger Camille Ko.
Who is now on the cover of
Yes,
Preview
she
magazine.
is. And she's become somewhat of a fashion icon because now bloggers are very big here in the Philippines.
And I also heard she's also designing now. So she's
Oh,
also
wow.
she's also a fashion designer.
Okay, so
now.
I guess she's coming up with her own fashion line.
Yeah, and so to know more about her, you can just go to StyleRPA.com.
And you can check out the link to her website there.
Yes. And then on Monday, we featured Bian Benitez, who went to the same school as I did, which is La Salle Green Hills. He had an exhibit called Color Alchemy. It's like using primary colors and then making to rainbows, and there you can see, so it's very abstract, somehow unique there.
All right. So, and on Tuesday for Toys and Gadgets, we featured the Michael Kors limited edition runway watch with the logo of New York.
On the watches,
Yes.
his favorite city is New York City, so Michael Kors.
And it's limited edition, so
So go grab it.
Go
And
grab it.
I know there's a Michael Kors. Michael Kors is distributed here by Store Specialist.
yes, and they have a branch in Rockwell.
And they also have a branch in Greenbelt 5, right? Yeah.
think so.
Okay. So okay, so you can of course go to stylerpa.com for more information, and you can also follow us on Twitter,
At StyleRPA,
Facebook,
StyleRPA,
in email,
info@stylerpa.com.
and you can also send us an SMS at 0917-612-4858.
Okay, so moving on, so be sure to check out the website. Moving on to our first guest. So nowadays, with all the toxins and diseases, people resort to procedures maintaining and preserving a healthy body. Learn about the fresh cell therapy from Joey Santos
The Philippine representative from Johnson Mueller from
in
Germany.
Germany. Hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
For the invitation.
It's actually good evening.
Sorry.
Well,
It's
no,
okay.
he just landed from Germany,
Yeah,
so I
that's why
think you're
he's
Yeah,
pretty
jet
jet
lagged.
lagged.
Good evening.
Yeah, I know, really, he just landed last night.
All right, so tell us about the is it Johnson Janssen?
Johnson Mueller.
The
Clinic.
Janssen Mueller Clinic.
Okay, he's the third generation doctor of the family.
Mm-hmm.
His grandfather started working with Paul Nihans in the early 40s, and then it was passed on to his dad. And then 2003, he started his own practice in Edenkoben, Germany.
So he specializes in what?
He specializes in fresh cell therapy. However, he also does conventional medicine in Munich.
Okay, can you explain to us exactly what is fresh cell therapy?
Okay, fresh cell therapy is getting the young cells from the unborn fetal sheep. Normally, it's between 15 to 18 weeks old. We have to slaughter the pregnant sheep and then get the fetal sheep. And from there on, we harvest the cells that is needed by the individual.
So lately, like stem cell therapy has been all the rage. So how does this differ? I mean, other than it comes from a sheep, like how is it better than stem cell therapy?
Well, for me, the only difference that I see between fresh cell and stem cell is fresh cell is really organ specific. Meaning if a patient have problems with his insulin, his let's say diabetes,
Blood sugar
blood
levels.
sugar level is high, then the doctors in Germany will harvest the cells from the pancreas of the unborn fetal sheep and inject it in our body. Afterwards, it would kickstart our own pancreas to produce the insulin
So
that
you
is needed.
you inject it directly in the affected portion.
No, the injection is done through intramuscular, which is
The buttock.
in the buttocks.
And how? Okay, never mind. It's too technical because how would the buttocks know that it has to go to the pancreas?
What we're getting here, yeah, it's really technical, Philip, but to explain it on a layman's term, the cells are using we call it a zip code. Like if we mail our letters of post office, we use the zip code, di ba? So it's in our body, there's a zip code also.
I see.
So once the cell material are inside the body of the patient, it looks for the right signal.
Okay.
So it kind of knows where to
Yes.
go.
Okay, so let's talk about regenerating cells, which will also make you look more youthful.
Yes.
So how is that done exactly?
Okay.
Because that's not organ specific. That is more,
Yes.
to,
The process of aging kasi, our immune system goes down. Our thymus goes smaller, and then our skin sag. So the
which is all lack of oxygen.
yes, and toxins in our body. So what the doctor does is, he will give you injection for your skin. He will give you thymus injection to boost your system, immune system, and he will give you hormones to balance it.
Okay.
So once it is balanced, then it slows down the aging process of the individual.
Okay, let's make it easier for everybody to understand. So, for example, I wanted to go through this procedure.
Okay.
What is the first step? Who should I call and where should I have myself screened?
Normally, we just ask the patient to undertake a laboratory test from any reputable laboratory in the Philippines. And then you send it to my office in Quezon City, and then we forward it to Dr. Johnson Mueller in Germany for his evaluation.
Okay.
Oh, so
and then,
not everyone can get the
so we
procedure
wait
done.
for the evaluation and he says, okay, you're
qualified.
qualified, and then
And then you will help you secure your visa with the German embassy, and then you book your ticket, and then you go. You stay in the clinic for 5 days and 4 nights.
okay. So regardless of whether you are, let's say you have a shoulder pain or you
Yes.
have you're diabetic or you just want to look better, you will stay for 5 days.
Yes.
What,
Okay.
for example, like if your patient is diabetic and he or she gets this fresh cell therapy, does it also include the anti-aging?
Yes. Normally, patients will get about between 8 to 10 injections, or depending on how many injections do you need.
Okay.
That would show in the blood test.
What do you do there for 5 days?
Well, you do consultation with the doctor. You do detoxification.
Well,
You,
exactly how? I mean,
infusion.
so you just really
Yes.
detox, so you lose weight.
Yes. In a way, you lose
So you
weight.
can't go on tour?
We suggest that you go on tour before the treatment.
Mm.
Kasi right after the treatment, you need to be on bed rest between 36 to 48
Oh
hours.
gosh.
And then 2 weeks after the injection, you need to slow down on your activity.
Oh.
Let the cells work. It's just like a female getting pregnant. So the first trimester, you really need to take care of the
Yeah,
baby.
para kumapit.
Para
diba?
kumapit, di ba? So that's the logical explanation. Once you get the cells, treat yourself as a pregnant lady or male, then take care of the cells very
Okay, I
well.
want to do this. This is probably the closest I would be to being pregnant.
Oh my gosh. And so, is the procedure like completely safe? Has it ever failed?
Well, it's recognized by the German government. It's regulated by the German government. It's been used since 1931. So
Oh,
I would
wow.
say it's very safe.
Very
It's a
safe.
biological treatment. I had done it twice already, and I feel a lot of difference
And you
in
look
my health.
very young.
Oh, thank you so
and
much.
I know also, yes, you do look very young. And I know also a lot of politicians, celebrities, et cetera, socialites, they will have done it, from Manila have gone there. Is it not possible to do it here?
I don't think it's possible as of the moment, simply because we cannot bring in the herd or the ship. It should be contained. It's really used for medical purposes only.
What about this new thing that they get cells from your body, then they
I
they
think that's stem
regenerate it?
cell, right?
That's stem
That's
cell.
stem
You can
cell,
get it
ah,
from your fat. You can get it from your
So
own
it's not
bone
as
marrow.
effective as fresh cell.
Well, I would say it's effective for certain conditions. Kasi what I understand is if you use it for, let's say, a certain specific disorder, you need to culture it. You need to culture the cells.
Yes, you were telling us earlier about someone who had multiple sclerosis and
Yes.
used this procedure. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, for patients with multiple sclerosis, the objective of Dr. Mueller is to maintain it or maintain them kung saan yung level that they started. So for patients who has multiple sclerosis, they need to do it every 6 months to
So it
maintain their
doesn't
health.
get worse.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about price. Because all of these are, everybody would want to do this, and everybody who has any sort of disease or illness needs to do stem cell, but fresh cell. But what kind of prices are we talking about?
It's about 12,000 euro, or roughly about 600 to 620,000 pesos,
Excluding your
Excluding
excluding the
your
airfare and the
Yes.
laboratory.
So if you're doing it basically for anti-aging and stuff like that, how often do you need to get it?
I would tell you, you can do it once in 2 years, once in 3 years.
So if it's just maintaining your beauty.
Yes. Because you will be the one to feel the difference in your body. Let your
So it's
body
like you're
tell you.
youthful again, it's your energy levels like when you were in your 20s.
Yes, yes.
I'm there.
You're
Well, you're
still
welcome,
there.
Philip.
I'm going there.
Yeah, he was telling me earlier that it's like when you're in your 20s, the hormones and the energy and everything, you get it.
Yeah.
All right,
You're
so
welcome to come. Even you, Amanda, you may want to
already,
visit.
maybe in
Why
10
not?
years.
Oh.
All right, so invite our viewers to...
Anything that you want to share before we ask for all
Yes,
your contact details?
Actually, earlier he showed me a picture of a couple, and he asked me to guess their age. And the guy, we were like, he's probably in his 70s, and the girl is in her 60s. No, we said the guy looks like he's in his 60s, and the
60s,
girl is in
yeah.
her 50s. And then the guy is actually 74 years old,
Yeah,
and the
74
girl
and 60.
is 60.
I know the Senate president and the former president also went and had it done. Okay, so guys, all of you have questions about fresh cell therapy. You all want to do this. So now you don't know where to start. You don't know who to call. So here's the guy. Here's Joey Santos. He's going to give all his contact details, and now you can call him directly.
For those who are interested to know more about fresh cell therapy, you may get in touch with me at 0917-898-6564.
And then on the screen, you can see the telephone numbers. And don't go to that website anymore. Just please call him directly for easier access.
All right, so thank you so much, Joey, for sharing with us your knowledge about fresh cell therapy. It was very interesting.
Thank
very
you,
much.
Amanda. Thank you, Philip.
Thanks, Joey. Thank you.
All
See you in the clinic.
Yes,
See you in
we'll
the
talk
clinic.
again.
All right.
All right, so guys, stick around to Style RPA. We'll be right back here on Style RPA, the only place for real
Personal.
and all that
style.
style. Hey guys, welcome back to Style RPA, the only place for real, personal, and all that style.
Hi.
Hi, again.
But you know what? I'm looking at my hair and people think I'm wearing a toupee. Because it's not, I don't know, so maybe I should just show them it's not a toupee. Okay.
Okay, moving on from
Yes,
your
from
hair.
my hair to our lifestyle news for this week.
All right.
Did you know that for the first time, I think in several centuries, maybe,
Maybe.
ancient imperial China was the last time, now Asians are wealthier than North Americans.
Yes. So a study made by...
Tell us. Yeah. Okay.
So there was a study, and apparently there's 3.37 million rich Asians, meaning they have $1 million or over
Yes.
that to invest.
Yes, and you know they're called HNWI.
What is that?
It sounds like a disease, doesn't
Oh,
it? They're called
high
high
net
net
worth
worth
individuals. So there are 3.37 million high net worth individuals in the
Yes.
Asia Pacific, and only 3.35 million in North America, and 3.17 million in Europe.
And many of these Asians made their millions and billions through family businesses and property.
Yes,
So
and
they're all self-made.
right, and a lot of them are Japanese.
Wow. Okay. But I think also here in the Philippines and Southeast Asia, not only now in Japan and just China, there's really a lot now
Yes,
in
there
Singapore
are.
and Malaysia and Thailand. No?
So we're definitely seeing
It's really the
a shift.
century. Yeah, I think that's what they mean by the world will change as we know it. So it
So
it's
it's not
shifting.
the end of the world, it's the
It's
end,
the
of, the
end of the world
as we know it.
and we
Maybe,
are
we'll see.
yes, and,
And
we
so
are in the better end of this world now.
All right.
Okay, moving on. Now from money, we're going to talk about what? Topless photos.
Well, of the royal couple who also has a
Are we
lot.
going to show the royal couple? I mean,
Of
the
course.
Duchess of Cambridge in that photo
Of
from the
course
French
not.
magazine.
No, we are
Because
not.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you
Have
haven't
you?
seen it? I've seen the censored one. So it came
Oh.
out in a French magazine called Closer, but the UK royal couple, they won the French injunction on Kate's topless photos. So a French court on Tuesday banned Closer from further publishing topless photographs of the wife of Britain's Prince William, Kate Middleton, and they ordered the magazine to hand
Okay.
over all the pictures.
But the thing is, if it's already out in the internet, then how can you stop it? I mean,
Well,
people will just blog it,
Yes,
share
but they
it.
actually made a statement that they have more photos that they have not published. So, so the royal family has demanded that they return all of these photos and not publish them. And for every day of delay, they have to pay an additional 10,000 euros.
But you know, I'm happy that they won. I'm happy for her that she can keep her
Yes, I think-
privacy. But you know what? I really think that if you're a public person,
Right.
you have to be careful. You can't walk out topless when you
Right.
know that there's so many paparazzi who's just going to take your
I
pictures.
think the problem with this one, that's why it was more of a scandal than Prince Harry's, because it was in a private home. And it was taken about 3 kilometers, like with those really long lenses.
Yeah. No, and at the end of the day, if you were to show your butt or your boobs, which one will you show?
Well, for a woman, maybe you show your butt. I don't know.
See, that's it. That's what I meant. That's why it's less controversial for Prince Harry also.
Well, because he didn't show
His
family
front.
jewels.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. We might get censored.
Okay, sorry about that. All right, so moving on. There is pressure on Japan for stronger laws on child pornography. Because apparently, it's only in the capital of Kyoto that, that child pornography is banned.
Really?
Yes. So when police in Japan's old historical capital of Kyoto nabbed 3 men this summer for buying child pornography DVDs online, it kind of made history for the first
I can't believe this.
because
Okay,
because
this
for
is just so...
because for the first time ever, someone in the country faces the possibility of jail time for possessing child pornography.
Well, it's about time.
It's about
100 years ago. Okay, that's good news.
All right.
And I think they should be...
Yes,
that law
because
has
I mean,
to
pornography
change.
is one thing, but children.
Right, right.
Exactly.
And last thing in our news is designer Vivienne Westwood recycles ideas for her latest collection. So is that good news or bad news?
Well,
Recycling.
basically, she said she recycled she mixed up her old ideas, and part of it is because Vivienne Westwood actually said she did this for the sake of the planet, because she said, she said she's a fashion designer, she hasn't given up on her job or anything, but she also does not want to waste. So she was telling people, she was actually saying, don't buy my new stuff unless you really need them. You can, since she just recycled her old ideas, she said you don't need to buy them.
Wow.
Yeah, something
Okay,
like that.
that's a new take on fashion. Normally, fashion is very consumerist, and every season
Right.
you need to throw your old stuff and buy new ones. So
Yes, so Vivienne Westwood actually said, I wish they wouldn't buy this new collection. She said, don't buy any clothes for ages until you really have to.
or maybe it's reverse psychology.
Yes, but I think, it's Vivienne Westwood. She has new stuff. I think for, fashion lovers, it's still hard to resist.
Speaking of fashion lovers,
Yes, and fashion designers.
and yes.
Let us move on to our next guest.
Well, before we do that, they can get more information at StyleRPA.com and on Twitter,
At StyleRPA,
Facebook,
StyleRPA,
email,
info at
and
StyleRPA.com.
SMS 0917-612-4858.
Right. So speaking of fashion, fashion comes in different forms, textures, and sizes. And for most of us, it is about the uniqueness and personality that it creates. Out of all the processes of making clothes, handmade ones are considered to give you that touch of personality with the quality and fit that you desire. To know more about handmade clothes, here is the queen of knitwear, owner and designer of Tangan, Lulu
Lulu.
Tangan.
Hi,
Hi,
Lulu,
Lulu.
the queen
Hello.
of knitwear.
So
Hello.
earlier you had a comment about Vivienne Westwood. It's very
So what do you think about this Vivienne Westwood thing?
Well,
item?
Vivian had always been unique and forward, as a designer. And I think she meant what she said. It could also be a selling point.
Yes.
Yeah, right. But at least she's relevant to
That's
today's, preserving the earth. Yeah. I
Okay.
think that's important.
Yeah, that's very important. Lulu, how long have you been in fashion?
Oh, real long. You want to count?
Okay, then don't
Years.
if you want to say that. No, but how did you get into fashion?
I actually wanted to be. I was deciding between, for college, taking up political science or
Wow.
fine arts. Yeah. So I ended up choosing fine arts, which was my second choice, and fashion was something that I really love. So I think when I was in high school, 4th year, I already decided I wanted to be a fashion designer.
Wow.
Yeah. But
And
then
what
when-
did you? How did you see yourself? Like, did you have an icon, an idol?
Actually, I don't remember if an icon or idol, but I was often exposed to fashion magazines and aside from other books and actually in art in general. And then as I became more a teenager, I started being interested in fashion, and I realized I enjoyed a lot of craft work that was assigned in school. And usually you have classmates wherein they're not interested to do the rugs or the crochet or the knit,
For home economics.
Yes, home economics, and I love that
Yeah.
that subject, that class. Yes. So
were you
you know,
already into knits when you started?
no,
or-
actually, I decided to get into knits when I was still, I was working at SM, and that time I was a fashion buyer for the boutique square, for the designers boutique square, and I'm left with less time if I wanted to be a designer because I was still holding the same job. So I decided that I would niche, and I was deciding also between knitwear. It's always a decision between two things, yeah. So deciding between knitwear or lingerie.
Oh.
But I thought more people were wearing t-shirts and pajamas, so I thought I'll go
Then-
into knitwear.
right.
And also the time I was traveling quite regularly, and I find it such a hassle to have to iron and to send it to dry cleaners for like a few days of trip, you know. So I've thought knitwear has always been there, but they've always sold knitwear as sweaters, cardigans, and I thought it could be more fashionable. That's when I started to...
And comfortable as well.
Right.
So you created
yes.
dresses.
So I started to create more fashion. I injected more fashion into the regular knit line.
I'll
and
show them a knit.
a sample.
Yes, she
yes.
sampled the top today.
Yeah.
It's
Actually,
under
it's a-
menswear.
It's a menswear that we used to sell, yeah.
It's very unique.
Yes.
very
So
nice.
they're all they're hand loomed. Yes, and when you say hand loom, it is actually knitted to shape. So we don't actually use scissors. We also don't use sewing machine.
Wow.
So it's electricity free also, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
very ecological.
Right.
So tell us
yes.
about
What you're
Tangan.
wearing.
What you're wearing. Tell us about Tangan
Alright.
first, your fashion house.
Okay.
Shall we say?
Yes, I've been into knitwear probably for like the last 25 years, and I've been wanting to do something Filipino, and I've fallen in love with piña for some years because I inherited a barong from my father, and it was really so vintage. In fact, it was yellowing. It was aging, and you know, piña, when it ages, it starts to turn a little bit
Yeah.
yellowish.
Yellow.
So that's the beauty of piña also. And I love its the sheerness, the appearance. It's a bit crisp, but actually, if you handle it correctly, it can collapse and it can really be very fluid.
But
Yes,
it's
yeah.
also very difficult to maintain because it's very delicate. And I
Right.
know I've heard that you tried to infuse some other fabric into piña.
Right. Actually, first I had to. It was a, I call it a material challenge because how can you try to put knits and piña together in like one shop, you know, or how do you put that concept together? Well, basically, the concept of Tangan is designing for what do you call this? Women who are quite busy with their lifestyle and women who travel. So basically, our fashion has to be very practical. It should also be travel friendly. And I thought it must be so difficult with piña, right? Therefore, when I decided to design piña, I had to make sure that it is engineered correctly. So there are many styles that you can't actually use with piña, but I would think that it was perfect to put it together because now we sort of
So
sell
this
the
is-
idea of
This is piña.
piña, yes, more as
Yes,
an outerwear.
So what you're wearing
And-
now is
yes.
a knit dress.
Right.
And then piña over.
Correct. And piña is more an outer garment for the knitwear. And at the same time, it makes it also more contemporary.
And I love what you're wearing because it's very modern, but you can also tell that it's very Pinoy.
It's very
Yeah,
piña.
It's very
It's very practical because you can wear even just a t-shirt.
comfortable?
With many styles, you know, yeah. Oh, yes, it's quite comfortable, yes. Though piña in general has that little,
That
you
little
know, that
itch.
little itch. Tick, 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 tick. Yeah. And you can, ideally is to pre-wash it before you wear it, yes. And you can generally hand wash piña, but ideally if you dry clean it, it gives you more that crisp look. Yeah,
And for
but-
those who don't know, piña is actually made from the threads of the pineapple.
Yes, actually, piña is from pineapple fiber. Yes, it's not even. I think for the textile industrialists, they're very specific. They don't call it a fiber because it is a plant. Yeah. So you actually get the fiber from the strand, the leaf.
So is this a very
yeah.
long
Yes,
process?
yeah,
It's
and
like
you
it's a
actually,
long
they
process.
actually, oh, it's, oh, if you see how they do it, you would, I mean, like, it's hard enough to cut and sew and hand sew also the piña, but if you actually watch how they weave the piña, you have to really be very patient, or you have to come from a particular artisan family to be able
wow.
to do it, yes. Because they actually use a broken plate or a knife that has this
Jagged edge.
jagged, yes, edge, and they scrape the plant, the leaves,
To
so
get
that,
the
you know, you
thread.
have those, they call it now filament.
To get
Yes,
So it's
yeah.
definitely a lot of
Yeah.
A
so
lot of
it-
work
it's
there.
Not,
Yeah.
not only is pineapple good to wear, it's also good to eat because of the fiber.
because of
Right.
the fiber. Exactly. If you're in a diet.
It's very
And I've
healthy.
noticed that, you know, a lot of designers have been using, a lot of Filipino designers have been using piña, and I think it's getting quite popular in the international market
yes,
as well.
yeah.
Right.
It's very good to promote your own.
Of course.
Yeah, especially in this century. Yeah.
Let's go back to Tangan in our contemporary times. It's in Greenbelt 5.
Right.
Anything new coming
yeah.
up for the holidays? Any
Right.
plans?
The shop is called El Manila. It's at the Greenbelt 5 at the second floor. And this is where you find other Filipino designers also. So we welcome everybody to come and enjoy Filipino fashion.
Modern Filipino fashion.
Modern Filipino fashion, right? Yeah. Whether by design or by material, right? Yeah. And for the holiday season, well, my collection is called Aviary, so it is, I would say, an inspiration from different kinds of. You have the feather, I would call the different species of birds, but in particular, I chose sari manok because that's our Filipino
Alright.
motif.
Yes, yes.
From
So,
Mindanao.
Invite our viewers to check out, you know, how can they contact you?
Well, you can go to our website, www.tan-gan.com. Our email is tanganco@gmail.com.
All right. And all of the other info
There,
is
There,
it's
flashed
there,
on your
yay.
screen.
Greenbelt, the
I can
telephone.
remember.
Maybe you can do it in French.
I'm
I know she speaks French.
Bonjour.
All right. So thank you, Lulu, for being with us
Thank
here
you, Lulu.
today.
Really appreciate it.
Thank
We
you
had such a fun
too.
time talking to you.
All right.
And guys, stick around to Style RPA, the only place for real
Personal.
and all that style.
Dito pa kami. Ay, sorry.
Hi guys, welcome back to Style RPA, the only place for real, personal, and all that style. And now it's time to read
To read the letters from our viewers
yes,
and the ones who
tweets
read our
and texts.
the ones who also visit our website and leave comments.
Right.
Right? So first letter is from Jazel Sanchez. Hi, Style RPA. I just want to greet my sister. Sister Justin or Justine? Justine, a very happy 14th birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Justine. And thanks for following us, Jazel.
All right, so our next letter says, Style RPA, I love your show. It covers everything and anything. I'm learning every time. Keep it up. From Jinky Kaiko.
Oh, okay. Jinky. Hi, Jinky.
Hi, Jinky. Thanks, Jinky.
Thank you. Next letter. Dear Style RPA, I've been watching your show from the start to finish. I've been watching your show from start to finish, and I try to watch it every week. The show always inspires me and lightens up my mood. More power. Don Umali.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you, Don.
All right, and thank you guys for all of the letters that you send us, all the letters, the emails, the texts, everything. And thank you.
And you can send your letters to
info@stylerpa.com,
on Twitter,
@stylerpa,
on Facebook,
stylerpa, and text us at
0917-612-4858. My Twitter is @PhilipAbadisio, and her Twitter is
@Amanda Alvina. And advance happy birthday
to our sales and
Head.
marketing head,
Ruby
Ruby
Asoy.
Asoy. Happy birthday! Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Ruby.
Ruby. We're so excited.
You're going to be 41 soon.
Why did you say?
No, I'm just
She's
joking.
gonna be 21 soon.
Yes.
All right, so now let's travel to the past as we trace back the prints from the arts and antiques of Unang Panahon. Here with us is Leon Esposo.
Hi, Leon.
Hi.
Thanks for being
Good
here.
evening.
Good evening.
good
How are
evening.
you?
I'm good.
What is Unang Panahon? How does it translate in English?
It's once upon a time. It's the start to every story.
But literally, what is Unang Panahon? First time?
No unang panahon. That's it. No
Oh,
unang panahon.
okay,
Once
yeah.
upon a time.
Once
Once upon a
upon a
time.
time.
In
All
the
right.
beginning.
In the beginning.
All right,
In the
so
beginning.
tell us about Unang Panahon, your store.
Unang panahon. It started with my grandmother during the 1970s, and during the 1980s, my dad learned how to do the business, so he picked it up along with my mom. Then
And
we
right
started.
now, you
yeah,
do it yourself.
Yeah, that's it.
So you're a jewelry designer.
Yes.
And you fashion Philippine-inspired antique jewelry
Yes, that's
into
correct.
contemporary.
Yeah, into something more modern, into something more wearable.
Okay. Maybe we can show some of the
Yes,
pieces
he's
that you
brought us a
here.
lot of beautiful pieces. So can you tell us about, so you sort of, not really recycle, but you remodel
Yeah, that's it.
some old jewelry? Okay, so this is a bracelet.
Yeah,
And
this used to be an alfajor necklace.
Okay.
So we lost the pendant of this one, so we turned it into a bracelet.
all right.
So
And
it's
it is,
silver dipped in gold.
all right, so it's gold plated.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
Yeah. So something, this is gold plated.
Yes, it is.
And something like that would cost how much?
Around 45,000.
And how many gives?
I can give good terms.
Okay.
Oh,
on any
really?
Item. Yeah.
Oh, you give, you can,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, I particularly like the medallions.
Okay.
All right.
The mother
So
and
how
child.
did-
Those are the
If you can,
ramilletes.
So did you make these as well?
Those are antiques.
Oh.
The settings on those are original. They
Okay.
are old, unlike the ones that you can buy from the others.
There.
Which is just
yeah.
metal.
am I showing the back or the front?
You're
So that's in gold. So that's the back
I'm
part.
showing the
all right.
See there.
So where
So-
do you find the antiques
Um,
that?
From other collectors, and we have agents that go all over the Philippines to gather stuff.
Right. So you don't remodel everything. There are
Um,
some that you keep.
Some
As it
customers
is?
prefer to remodel the thing, so
Oh, okay.
You know, like that medallion I showed earlier. What if I wanted to put somebody's picture there?
yeah,
Can
you
I give
could.
you the
That's
picture?
possible.
Yeah.
Oh,
You,
really?
could, you could turn
So
it into
cute.
something like a locket.
Yeah, it's a cute birthday or Christmas gift.
Yeah.
Really?
No, if you have kids.
Oh,
hello.
if you have it.
You're always thinking of that. The
Some would
ones
even
that
make
start with the letter S.
A whole bracelet with lockets, so it would become a charm
It's
bracelet.
like a charm bracelet.
Yeah.
Like if you have 10 kids, then you can have 10
Yeah, that's it.
charms. You know?
So like, for example, if I had an antique that I wanted, to be modern, I could take it to Unang Panahon
Yes,
as
you
well.
could
It's
do
not
that.
just, you don't just sell, you also,
Yeah.
get. And
Yeah.
so, Leon, you design some of your jewelry.
Yeah, I do design. This is one that we made.
Show us.
It's coral.
Yeah,
as we can
these are
see.
corals.
There.
These came from earrings that cannot be used anymore. So
That's a lot of earrings.
Yeah, that's a lot of earrings. And this used to be a tambourine necklace. So this is the relicario.
What is a tambourine?
Tambourines are beads that are like this.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
so they're like
Philip-
that's like a rosary.
Yeah, it's like a rosary. Exactly.
It's a lot of earrings.
Yeah.
Again.
And rings.
But you also
and
do
rings.
furniture, no?
Yeah, we also do furniture. We do refinishing,
So you do
restoring.
restoration, not
Yes.
actual furniture from
We do antique
From
restoration.
scratch.
Yes.
But not from scratch, like
Yes.
antique reproductions.
We don't do reproductions. We only do
Restoration.
I'm wondering if you do antique reproductions, does that make it still antique?
No.
Because it's new.
Yeah,
No.
it's new.
Right.
What
So
about,
it's definitely all antique.
Yeah, all
what
antique.
about paintings? Do you restore?
We don't restore, but we can sell your paintings for you.
Oh.
Okay. But of course, it's going to be more expensive if you restore it
Yes. And what
Yes.
kind of
And,
furniture?
and sometimes it loses the value of the painting.
when you
Like,
restore.
yeah.
If the
Oh.
restorer is not.
Sometimes it will look so new, so I mean, it will take out the aesthetic value of the piece.
Oh. All right. And so, like, what kind of furniture do you sell at Unang Panahon? Since we don't have any here.
We sell all kinds of antique furnitures from the 1800s,
Oh wow.
To the-
Where do you source these?
all over the Philippines, from but mostly from Luzon and the Visayas area.
But these are people who just want to get rid of their furniture, or mostly do they need
Some are
money?
really agents.
And some you really look for.
Yeah, they really go around the country to look for stuff.
So you get it at good prices, I'm sure.
Maybe.
And then you restore. No, but there's a value added. I mean, you
For
restore
sure.
Yeah,
it.
when you
Of course.
restore it, of course.
Yeah. So do you have celebrity clients?
Yeah, we have a lot.
Like who?
I think they want to remain anonymous.
Why do they want to? I don't understand
Yeah,
why
I know, I don't
celebrities
know.
want to remain anonymous when they are celebrities anyway.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so when you restore, like for example, furniture and stuff, do you make sure to keep, it's antique, the antique aesthetic about it?
We have goldsmiths that are more inclined with old antiques, old jewelry. Everything's handmade. We try to preserve the old practices. So as much as possible, we try to retain everything.
All right. So can you tell us about this one? What was this originally?
That's a reproduction.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
So it was an old piece that you dipped in gold?
No, we copied it
Ah, I see.
from an old piece. So we just did that, and we
There,
put
see?
pearls.
I'm scared to close it there for you to see.
Let me do it for you.
It's okay.
So your outlet is
All
only
right.
in Mega Mall?
So this
Yeah,
one
it's only
is
in Mega Mall
plated gold with pearls.
with pearls.
And
Where
they-
did you go to school to learn jewelry design?
I didn't study jewelry.
runs
I was
in the family.
yeah, I was born with it. So
But where did you go to school? I
I
mean, what did you take in school, sorry?
I took up nursing,
And you never
That's
practiced?
a very
and I
far.
never.
But you
practiced.
did finish it.
Yeah, I did.
Why did
finish.
you take nursing?
I was given a scholarship.
Oh,
and I
wow.
took that one.
And did you even consider to take your degree abroad and practice it there?
Not at the moment. I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now.
So you really,
It seems very fun.
the entrepreneur.
And
is
of course,
in-
it's a family business.
Yeah, it's a family business.
All right. So what about this one? Let's talk about this one.
Yeah, that's